Hello there. Good evening, my friends. We are pretty ridiculous creatures. Ridiculous. I'm not going to start over again. I already started this over once. And I don't usually do that, but whenever I make a freestyle video, it's like I have these ideas in my head that get all bundled up and I stumble over my words. If I make it more than a minute in, I won't restart it because of the factor of authenticity, something that I've always enjoyed, making my videos authentic, my true thoughts to you through the camera, unedited, sometimes unhinged, and sometimes unworthy, but sometimes unbelievable. I have talked about every topic known to man, or known to me, I should say, at one time or another over the past several years, other than the controversial topics that I avoid purposefully. In fact, to this day, I'm still getting at least one email a week from YouTube saying, "Oh, we have removed your content from YouTube. We have removed your content from YouTube because it violates these guidelines or those guidelines." And it's been this just kind of continual onslaught of, at least back in the day, they would give you a strike against your channel. These days, they just remove your content. And if you have a copyright strike, they will just give the money to that person. And I think that's great, honestly. And it's only great for a guy like myself who just makes videos on YouTube talking about shit that I find interesting, and I don't have a vested interest in the outcome. In other words, I'm not here to pander to other people's bullshit in order to get views so I can make dollars. I do this because I enjoy doing it. And I found myself enjoying it less and less as YouTube has become more and more refined, if you want to use that term. In fact, Tom Nicholas made a video earlier that was just phenomenal in tackling this topic. And the video was, why do YouTubers all hold their microphones now? And it was an hour-long video. In the first half, he got off on this tangent about the early days of YouTube, which anybody who was around back in the day remembers those golden moments of cat videos and dudes jumping off their shed roofs into pools, and you never knew what you were going to find. I mean, it was very interesting to go to YouTube. And all the serious media companies took it as like a joke. It's like, fuck YouTube, a place where idiots go to post things. That quickly changed. And now all of the major outlets have gone to making content on YouTube or putting their content on YouTube. Now this culminated in the 2018 YouTube Rewind video, which is still to this day the most disliked video ever on YouTube. And partially probably responsible for why they removed the dislike button. So many people hated that video because it was supposed to be the year in YouTube. And instead it started off talking about Will Smith. Now, on his behalf, he had started a YouTube channel and gained 3 million subscribers pretty quickly. That doesn't mean shit to the average person because he was already a famous celebrity. And the point is that in the end of the video, the reason why so many people, you may notice, are holding microphones up to their face now on YouTube is because they're insecure. He didn't say it that way, but that's the gist of it. They're insecure about the fact that their videos are extremely overproduced, and they know that they're sitting there in a chair in a room looking like they're just recording themselves in their bedroom when in fact they have a whole team of fucking people behind them. They've got the camera guys, and then they've got the editors and directors and people with headsets and shit. I mean, everyone has bought into the authenticity illusion, and that's what I'm talking about today. My channel is one of the few authentic channels left on YouTube that I watch. I don't watch my own channel, but that I know of. It has been drowned out. There are still plenty of great channels out there. I mean, dozens of phenomenal, tens of thousands probably of authentic channels, but you can't find them because they are not served in the algorithm. It's not the kind of thing YouTube makes money off. My videos don't make YouTube money because I don't use ads. Therefore, YouTube gets to put ads on my video if they want, and they can make money off of it. But there's no sponsorships, no ads, and therefore no revenue, so why boost it at all? And this always comes back down to money. And so holding the microphones in your hand allows a person to pretend like they actually are authentic, if that makes sense. It's something that I had not really thought about, and he put it in such succinct terms that I was able to, I had a hard time denying that that's probably what it is. And a lot of it's probably just trend setting. People see one person talk about a topic and everyone talks about it. I mean, hell, the video H-Bomber guy, a YouTuber, made a video talking about plagiarism on YouTube. What were what were the other 100 videos that came up in my feed? Oh, people talking about this guy talking about other people who are talking about other people. I mean, it's become so ridiculous that internet essays have become the norm, yet you get very little out of it. Let me give you an example which I think is perfect. Mr. Ballin. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Mr. Ballin. I watch all of his videos. He has a way of telling a story that is captivating and interesting and good for him, and I'm glad he's done well. But goddamn, you could tell one of those half-an-hour stories in about 30 seconds. I mean, he draws out every angle of it. And that's okay because of the type of story he's telling. You see what I'm saying? He's building up to the story's end and the climax because he's a storyteller. What's happened is a lot of other YouTubers have used this same formula, but they're telling a story that could be told much simpler and much more to the point and a lot quicker. Therefore, my point is we waste a lot of time listening to somebody drivel on about something that's completely irrelevant to the topic. Maybe like I'm doing now. I don't know. But at least when you hear it authentically and it's not cut up with a whole bunch of jump cuts, you can feel like you're really talking to somebody, or at least hearing somebody. I take pride in the fact that I haven't bought into bullshit and that I don't have to cater my videos to some specific topic or omit something that I feel, in order to make somebody else happy, make my advertisers happy. It's such a sad world that we grow up in where money talks and it speaks louder than authenticity. That people are willing to compromise who they really are and how they really feel for money. And a person may say, well, everybody's got to eat. And I don't buy that at all for a minute. We all got to eat, but there's other ways to make money is the point. There's nothing wrong with somebody carrying a sponsorship, don't get me wrong, or making money off ads. That's not the point. The point is when the product that you're selling has become all about the money, and where it's not really relevant to the topics aren't relevant to the viewer, and that we're just being immersed in the same bullshit that I grew up in. A bunch of ads. And it's sad. It gives people the impression that everything's about money. And we know money doesn't buy happiness. Money might buy you a nice car, and having a certain amount of money will definitely leave you better off than not having any. But when we're talking about consuming authentic content, it's awfully funny when imitation, is the ultimate form of flattery, right? Well, now the mainstream news networks are imitating smaller news networks by putting one of their people behind a crappy camera with a crappy microphone, maybe holding it up. Some of the podcasts that people watch with a group of 4 guys may think, oh, this is just some guys hanging out, talking about life. Some of them are sponsored by banks and investment firms. You just don't know what's real anymore. And it's sad. It really is. Trying to figure out what is authentic and what's not. I guarantee you, I will never bullshit you as my audience. I won't make any, millions of dollars being authentic. I sure as hell won't at least have to compromise my integrity for it, which is something I just can't do. Just can't do. And this is just one small corner of the world, YouTube. There are people that compromise their integrity in banking firms, and there are people who compromise their integrity in the workplace, in the police force, in the CEO world. There are plenty of people out there who do really shitty things and know that they're doing shitty things and lie to people outright. And I have never been able to understand this. Because I know how it makes me feel inside when I bullshit people. And when I see others doing it, I just can't help but think, wow, not only can people successfully bullshit other people, but the people that are being bullshitted can be told they're being bullshitted and be well aware of it and agree with that and still not care. And it leads me to many questions about humans in general. What are we willing to believe? This actually has completely changed the way that I see the world over my years on YouTube. You know, I was more sure of myself when I started my channel. I used to make claims that I thought were true. Now I'm very careful about what I say. Not because I'm insecure, but because well, that's part of it. We're all insecure. But rather, I'm very cautious about giving people information that may not be 100% accurate. So when I say something, it's speculation a lot of the time. I don't know. Hell, I don't even know what's real. None of us do. You know, atoms pushing against each other with fields. We can get into some really deep shit. But that doesn't go anywhere. We're dealing with this physical 3D reality. We hold people's hands, we hug people, we interact with other folks around us. The most important thing I think we can do for our future, for ourselves and for those we love, is to get to better know each other. All of us. That means meet the person at the corner store. You know, talk with your friends. You know, let people know how you really feel. It's hard and it's frustrating sometimes because people don't want to open up. But the more we do, the better off we are. And you find that once you've been honest about who you truly are, and you're living life for honest results of feeling good, not for profit or for the sake of getting one over on someone else, you will lead a happier life. And even when everything's crashing down around you, you'll manage to hold up a white flag and say, I'm all right, on your little desert island. So for what it's worth, I appreciate y'all. And that's about it for this video. See you later. Talk to you next time. Peace out.